Knoxville opens its streets once again to promote small business, pedestrians, and bike riders in the city. How one event brought hundreds out while promoting the city at the same time.
And another presidential debate down, how students are responding to the performance of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
And many students are left confused after a new system was put into place delegating tickets for the Alabama game. What happened to upset students and leave many without a ticket? All that and more coming up. Welcome to another episode of TVC News. I'm Ashley Sharp.
And I'm Cayla Graner. Well, hundreds came out to the Bearden area to learn more about different things the community has to offer.
That's right, and TVC News reporter Ben Shabazz tells us how another Open Streets Knoxville helped Knoxvillians see small business and other opportunities in a new light.
The Bearden area was full of people playing in the streets for the third annual Open Streets Knoxville, a time where people could learn the advantages to shopping local and ditching their cars for bikes. What are usually busy streets in Bearden were turned into sidewalks and bike lanes for this year's Open Streets Knoxville. Bike zoo owner Gary Chambers says events like this bring light to small businesses that would otherwise not be easily seen.
Just lucky because it's over in our neighborhood and we get to hang out here and see everybody and friends old and new and run around town by bike or by foot or whatever.
The event educated visitors on maintaining a healthy lifestyle by partaking in Zumba, CrossFit, and dancing, as well as having a sustainable and green lifestyle. Sarah Carmen is with Keep Knoxville Beautiful, an organization to help keep Knoxville green. She says Open Streets Knoxville helps inform community members on riding a bike rather than taking a car.
There's the exercise and environmental components, but those are pretty widely known, I think, but it's just really nice. You get to wave to people. I know a big problem with bikes, at least personally and with my friends, is feeling comfortable on the streets, so maybe people will feel more comfortable on the streets and get out more.
Besides attracting business to the small suburban area, Open Streets Knoxville promotes healthy living and the importance of outdoor activities. Reporting for TVC News, this is Ben Shabazz. Overall, the event wants to encourage everyone to get off the couch and see Knoxville and all the secrets it has to offer, from a healthy green point of view. For TVC News, I'm Ben Shabazz.
Benja, and Open Streets Knoxville is in its third year and is put on annually by Bike Walk Knoxville. The event is in a different area every year, so for more information on the next location of Open Streets, you can visit the event website on openstreetsknoxville.com.
As the evenings start to cool down and fall fills the air, James Agee Park invited everyone to bring a blanket and a cooler to spend an evening at the Jazz Picnic in the park. Visitors kicked off their shoes and enjoyed the Gypsy Jazz Band Swing Booty performing in the park, adding jazz vibes to the flow-friendly event. Being a flow-friendly event is encouraging people to bring out their hula hoops, poi balls, and other items to encourage the environment. Art was on display, as well as yogi, a traditional form of yoga, in the evening. Hot Jazz in the park catered traditional Vietnamese food from Viet Grill, including egg rolls, sandwiches, tacos. A $3 donation was encouraged by the event coordinators.
The Pride Center offered a sweet treat to students to kick off the beginning of Pride Week. The social was a time for everyone to come together on Tuesday and enjoy ice cream with over 30 toppings to choose from. The event was the beginning of the Pride Week festivities the Pride Center has to offer. Pride Week is a campus-wide initiative to celebrate the campus acceptance of the LGBT+ community. All this comes from recent setbacks from the Pride Center. As you may remember, the center lost all funding when campus diversity budget was cut, and just recently the center experienced vandalism back in August. The Pride Center plans to host more events like this throughout LGBT History Month during October.
Yeah, so we hold events like this to kind of relax and come together and have fun, even though there's so many things negative happening around this campus. It's good for your mental health to come and relax and enjoy each other's company.
Well, children aren't the only ones who enjoy Halloween, as Boo at the Zoo brings the festivities to the animals as well. Children of all ages walked the Boo Trail at Zoo Knoxville for the annual Boo at the Zoo event. The event offers fun and safe Halloween programming as children make their way through the zoo to over 30 treat stations. Boo at the Zoo offers even more entertainment with the Zoo Boo Choo Choo, the Scary Go Round, and the only haunted carousel in East Tennessee, and of course the seeing the animals we all know and love. The event will be open each weekend leading up to Halloween. General admission is $9, but for Zoo Knoxville members and U.S. Cellular customers, admission is $2 off. For more information on the Halloween event, you can visit zooknoxville.org.
As you well know, Donald Trump has been known to say some pretty provocative statements over his years in the public eye.
Well, the College of Democrats got together this week to protest the current GOP candidate.
TVC reporter Sarah Mellinson tells us how the organization expressed the slogan, "Love Trumps Hate."
This election season, a lot of people are on the fence about who they want to vote for, but the UT College Democrats demonstrated their strong support for Hillary in their rally against hate this week.
In light of this year's election, the University of Tennessee College Democrats hosted their rally against hate for the students on campus. This rally featured speeches from local Democrat candidates and students in order to get fellow liberals excited about supporting Hillary Clinton and other fellow Democrats. Democrats from all over Knoxville came out to the HSS amphitheater to reject what they see as Donald Trump's hateful rhetoric. We asked some of these local Democrats about their thoughts on this current election and their predictions for these presidential candidates.
Just her experience as First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State just really, makes me want to support her.
The University of Tennessee's College Democrats strive to bring out the blue in this year's election by hosting multiple rallies just like this one.
So the purpose for the rally today is just to stand strongly against hate, and especially the hate that's coming from Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, to the hate that's happening on this campus daily.
These rallies are open to the public and are aimed towards students with more liberal views in order to gain support for the Democratic candidates on this year's ballot. Reporting for TVC News, this is Sarah Mellinson.
This rally brought about a sense of community for college Democrats and Hillary Clinton supporters in the light of a lot of political tension. Back to you.
Thanks, Sarah. Coming up after the break, is fall here to stay for good? Ainsley Daniel is in the studio with whether or not it's time to bring out the fall clothes for good.
And the Vols faced their first devastating loss of the season. TVC Sports Director Elena Emery has all the details on how the Vols are preparing to recover and take on the #1 team in the AP poll. You're watching TVC News. Stay tuned.
The UT Student Health Center offers a variety of services for students, faculty, and staff of the university. Our full-service pharmacy is staffed with licensed pharmacists who are dedicated to the health and well-being of the UT community. Located on campus across from the Rock, the UT Student Health Center Pharmacy provides the same services offered at large retail chains at your convenience. We accept most insurance plans, so you'll be able to purchase the medication you need for an affordable price. At the University of Tennessee, your health is essential. So come by our pharmacy and remember, a healthy Vol is a happy Vol.
Welcome back to TVC News. Well, our weather has been back and forth the past couple of weeks. One day it feels like fall and the next it feels like summer.
But changes could be permanent in our near future. TVC's Ainsley Daniel has your weekly weather report. Ainsley, are we finally staying in fall?
Guys, fall seems to be in full swing. We head into the weekend with partly cloudy skies with a high of 78 degrees Thursday and Friday, with lows in the mid-50s both days. Game day rolls in with a 40% chance of showers, a high of 75 degrees, and a low of 55 degrees. So take an umbrella or a rain jacket. But don't let that affect your game day plans, since the showers are expected to come early in the morning and around halftime. Hopefully this won't cause us to have to cancel our game like it did for some of our SEC friends. Well, anyways, there will be a bright start to the week with mostly sunny skies on Sunday, a high of 78 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. Summer-like temperatures make a return Monday and Tuesday, as there will be sunny skies with highs in the mid-80s and lows of 60 degrees both days. Midweek, rain will come back into the picture, so be sure to prepare for that as you head to class and make your weekend plans next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ainsley, and I think we're all still a little sore after that loss against the Aggies last weekend.
Definitely a devastating one. TVC Sports Director Elena Emery takes a look at to what went wrong that caused the Vols the game. Elena?
It's Cayla and Ashley. As you guys said, the Vols' winning streak came to an end Saturday after a tough loss against the Texas A&M Aggies. Although the Vols are no longer undefeated, I'm still incredibly proud and ecstatic they made it this far. As expected, the first half was rough, filled with turnovers, injuries, and only one touchdown for the Vols. However, in the second half, the Vols came back from a 21-point deficit to take the game into overtime. The Vols played without a lot of key players, including leading rusher Jalen Hurd. Redshirt junior Alvin Kamara started in Hurd's place and had an outstanding game. Kamara had 127 yards on just 18 carries and had a career high of 161 receiving yards on 8 catches. He proved that he's a valuable asset to the team and can definitely stand alone without Hurd. Between the fumbles and Dobbs' 2 interceptions, the turnovers were ultimately their downfall. Although there were a lot of rough plays in the game, there were also some great ones. Let's take a look at my play of the game.
10-5, touchdown Aggies.
No, he fumbled
he lost the ball.
He fumbled it. It's a touchback.
With just 2 minutes left in the game, Malik Foreman punched a ball loose and forced a touchback. Amazing play. This week, the Vols take on Alabama. If you know anything about Tennessee football, you know that Alabama is a bad word in Knoxville. But this year, Vol fans feel pretty good about the matchup. The Volunteers have had the home field advantage, and we've seen how much of an impact that has had on the players. Let's see what Coach Butch Jones had to say in his press conference.
They've been a lot of respect for what's going on there. They're disciplined. They bring it every game. And, you know, their program, every game is important because everywhere they go, they're Alabama. And that's something that we talk to our players now where we're in, is we've created a reputation for ourselves now. And everyone respects Tennessee and our football program and our players. And that's a great responsibility to play your best week in and week out. Not everyone can do that. It takes its toll on you from a mental fatigue standpoint with all that. And Alabama does it with the best of anyone I've ever seen. And that's a tribute to what they've built in Tuscaloosa.
In other football news, senior and defensive tackle Danny O'Brien was injured in a helmet-to-helmet hit, which resulted in him being carted off the field. O'Brien was allowed to fly back to Knoxville with the team, however, just 2 days later, he was released from the team. Tennessee released a brief statement saying that the release is unrelated to the injury, but is a result of a violation of team rules. In 2015, O'Brien was suspended for 2 games and was arrested in 2014 for, quote, underage consumption, resisting arrest, and criminal impersonation. Kickoff is at 3:30 on CBS. Don't miss it. Back to y'all at the desk.
Well, with the Crimson Tide coming to Neyland Stadium this weekend, what was supposed to be an exciting time for students turned into an upset.
That's right. Many learning this week that they had not received a ticket for the upcoming SEC game, leaving them with many questions.
And as TVC investigative reporter Jake Albright reports this week, if you did not have the right amount of loyalty points, you might not have received a ticket to the big game.
Punched up in the end zone. It's tipped up.
It's beginning to feel a lot like '98 as the Vols are having one of their biggest seasons in years with a record of 5-1 and being placed number 9 in the AP poll upon this week's game against Alabama. With the success of the Vols season so far, this has drawn in many student fans requesting a ticket for the big game this weekend. But for students like Caroline Chase, getting a ticket for this game wasn't as easy as it usually seems.
Everybody, I feel like when they got those emails, it was a question mark. It was just like, what the heck? Like, everybody probably made faces. Like, I posted an Instagram that says when you get the email saying you didn't get a Alabama UT ticket, and my face is literally just blank.
Chase received an email from student ticket service Big Orange Tix stating that she did not receive a ticket in Claim 1 or Claim 2 for the game.
You feel like everybody around you got a ticket, and then you're sitting here thinking, why didn't I get a ticket?
And for 4,000 more students, this was also the case.
And this game broke an all-time record for student requests. Over 15,000 students entered the lottery to get a ticket for right here in Neyland Stadium this weekend.
Controversy has been stirring up questions on why so many students, such as seniors and graduate students, did not receive a ticket to the biggest game of the season. President of the Student Government Association, Carson Hollingsworth, says that the reason being is because of the new loyalty point system.
Orange Tix kind of came back and said, hey, we kind of looked at this over the past week. We think that this fix will solve the changes and solve the problems that have been happening with students. And so we kind of said, you know what, like, that's a great idea. You're the expert.
Hollingsworth says this is a much more efficient way to doing the ticket process.
So in the past, it used to be all tickets went to Claim 1, and anyone who didn't buy a ticket in Claim 1, those leftover tickets went to Claim 2. But for the change, kind of split it up. So tickets were given in Claim 1, but there's also 4,000 out of 10,800 tickets approximately that are still left for Claim 2.
So for those who did not earn enough loyalty points to get a ticket in Claim 1 or Claim 2, they will be watching the big game from their homes this Saturday afternoon. For TVC News, I'm Jake Albright.
Thanks, Jake. And SGA says that for the rest of the season, the loyalty point system will stay in place with the individuals or groups with the highest loyalty points getting first come, first serve options.
Coming up after the break, we have been keeping you up to date with the standard throughout its construction progress. Well, students are finally moving into the complex. An update on the apartments.
And the election process is well underway. How UT students are feeling as Election Day gets closer.
Plus, National Substance Abuse Prevention Month is in October. How one event is educating students on staying safe around alcohol. You're watching TVC News.
The UT Student Health Center offers a variety of services for students, faculty, and staff of the university. Our full-service pharmacy is staffed with licensed pharmacists who are dedicated to the health and well-being of the UT community. Located on campus across from the Rock, the UT Student Health Center Pharmacy provides the same services offered at large retail chains at your convenience. We accept most insurance plans, so you'll be able to purchase the medication you need for an affordable price. At the University of Tennessee, your health is essential. So come by our pharmacy and remember, a healthy vol is a happy vol.
Welcome back. Election season is in full swing with less than a month until Election Day.
TVC producer Savanna Jacoby takes us out onto pedestrian walkway to get the insight on what students are feeling about this year's nominees with the week's edition of Man on the Street.
With Election Day closely approaching, students are having to decide who to put their vote towards this election day, and it's one tough election. I'm here on Pedestrian Walkway to get an inside view on what students are feeling. I'm Savanna Jacoby, and this is Man on the Street. Are you registered to vote?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I am.
I am not.
Yes.
I am.
I am registered to vote as of 2 days ago.
Who are you pulling for in the race this year?
I'm pulling for Hillary.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Gary Johnson.
Donald Trump.
Gary Johnson. I'm pulling for Donald Trump.
And can you tell me why?
Because I don't want Hillary to be president because she's a liar.
I'm not necessarily that political.
Because Trump and Hillary are terrible.
First of all, I think we should have a commander-in-chief that is not responsible for deleting over 30,000 emails. Also, Donald Trump has not let 4 Americans die under his watch. That's also a big thing for me.
I mean, I think his charisma is just something that's a very big attracting factor for me.
He seems really racist, in my opinion, and the things that he stands for don't match my ideologies, and she matches more of them, so that's why I'm voting.
Donald Trump represents a lot more ideas that I agree with.
I vote the moderate choice over Democrat because I see too many issues with both parties.
The recent link of Trump's tapes and Hillary's ongoing email scandal, how do you guys feel about that?
I think that some of those tapes show a side of Trump that is unfitting to be the president, but at the same time, when I compare Donald Trump to the average Joe, I don't see anything that he's saying too discomforting.
I do feel that the 2005 leak was definitely a doing within instigation, so I believe that a lot of what had been said on the bus and a lot of what was leaked was definitely some of Billy Bush's doing.
He is saying stuff that I've probably heard guys say in the past, and unfortunately he is a big enough name where that stuff gets recorded and will follow him. And that doesn't mean I agree with what he's saying in the least, but same time with Hillary, she tried to cover it up. She lied about being part of something that resulted in the death of Americans.
The Trump's video just makes me even more uncomfortable with him as a person, and that just makes me just absolutely not want him to be our president at all. I'd be more comfortable with Hillary over Trump, but I'm definitely voting third party.
As far as emails go, I do want to say that what's in the past is definitely in the past.
So I think people need to really register to vote because this election is really serious and these two candidates are really interesting.
With this year's election, I think we got some great opinions from some college students. Stay tuned for next week. We will have an in-studio debate with college Democrats and college Republicans. For TVC News, I'm Savanna Jacoby. Happy voting.
A lot of great opinions there. Thank you, Savanna. Voter registration for this election has officially closed. All voters who did register will have the opportunity to early vote in Knox County from October 19th through November 3rd, and Election Day is November 8th.
Amidst ticketing concerns and code of conduct revisions, student senators met Tuesday to craft legislation representing their constituents' concerns.
The Student Government Association Undergraduate Student Senate hosted a development day this past Tuesday to discuss legislation ideas for the current semester. Communication and Information Senator Alex Swisher expressed the importance of this day for student senators.
Development Day is an opportunity for all the senators to gather around and not necessarily, and we don't vote on legislation, but we talk about creating legislation and how we can better serve our constituents through that. It's an opportunity for us to learn from other senators what ideas they have and how we can better those ideas to better serve our students.
The The Student Senate hosts their next meeting on Tuesday, October 18th in the Haslam Business Building, room 402. The Student Government Association encourages students to voice their concerns at the Senate meeting during open town hall. This has been Beverly Banks reporting the SGA beat for TVC News.
Thanks, Beverly. After nearly 3 months of moving from hotel to hotel, leasers from the Standard can finally call the complex their home. We've been bringing you updates on the Standard for weeks now as the complex has extended its move-in days. Students have been living in hotels for months and with the start of football season have been kicked out to accommodate for football traffic, leaving many leasers homeless for the weekend. Well, now, although the complex has officially opened its doors, not everyone is able to move in. The first 4 floors have cleared code inspections, but floors 5 through 8, no word has been said about when those will be open. The property owner's landmark properties are said to also be behind at least 2 other major projects across the country. The company says they have been doing everything they can to complete the projects. We will continue to keep you updated on the progress of the complex as we get updates.
One race this week took runners on a tour of many of Knoxville's hidden greenways. Pilot Cross Knox 15K race Sunday started in Morningside Park and led runners through dozens of Knoxville's greenways. Runners ran through downtown, through campus, and all the way through Bearden Elementary School. The 9-mile race, sponsored by Pilot, is a tradition in a community and strives to introduce Knoxville residents to the greenways the city has to offer.
Knoxville Track Club's mission is healthy living, one step at a time. So the winner today, he or she will be probably around 50 minutes. The final finisher will be around 2 hours, 45 minutes. So all paces, you don't have to be a fast runner to get out and do this, just to get out and put one foot in front of the other.
33-year-old Ethan Coffey came in first place with a time of 50 minutes and 11 seconds. All proceeds of the event go to benefit the Knoxville Track Club.
Alcohol use on campus has been a hot-button issue among administration and the legislature. Some students are speaking out in order to help students protect themselves from the negative effects of alcohol use right here in our backyard. TVC reporter Shay Murphy has more.
UT students got together to discuss alcohol use on campus and how to prevent negative outcomes. The program was focused on educating students on how they can be an active bystander in situations concerning alcohol and in any predicament here on campus.
On Tuesday, October 11th, the Center for Health Education and Wellness held the Vols Speak Up Alcohol Edition discussion at 6 p.m. in Hodges Library. The speakers showed students how to recognize signs of alcohol poisoning, address common misconceptions associated with alcohol, and inform students of various ways that they can speak up in any situation.
Because I know a lot of times it's very intimidating to be able to go to college and at such a big university as UT, it's hard to find your place. And so I'm trying to help students be able to be an active bystander and be able to speak up for what they believe in.
This program hopes to reduce risks related to drinking behavior, overconsumption of alcohol, and other alcohol-related incidents. According to Amanda Luckett, students are often intimidated by helping their peers in vulnerable situations.
To think ahead of time of different situations that you might be in, and so it's hard to do something if you're not prepared to do so, and maybe if you're really shy and intimidated, finding a way that you can delegate to another person.
Reporting for TVC News, this is Shay Murphy.
For more information on events put on by the Center for Health Education and Wellness, you can visit their website at wellness.utk.edu.
Thanks, Shay. Hurricane Matthew wreaked havoc on Florida over the weekend, causing major evacuations across the state. But rather than leaving, one man decided to take on the storm with American pride and Slayer. Lan Pittman stood in the rain, headbanging with Old Glory while playing Slayer's Raining Blood. Pittman posted the video to Facebook Friday afternoon, and it's gotten more than 25 million views since.
Show your love for Knoxville and everything it has to offer at the first local Knoxville Fest. The festival will be held this Friday in the Montview Center parking lot directly across from Westtown Mall. Local vendors will be in attendance showing small pieces of what the city has to offer through food, drinks, and other local novelties. Some of the keynote vendors will include Patriot Threads Clothing and Casual Pint North Shore Beer Company. The event will run from 4 p.m. until 8. For more information on the dozens of companies making an appearance at the festival, you can visit the event Facebook page by searching for First Annual Local Knoxfest.
A unique type of breast cancer awareness event is taking place in Knoxville this month. Dogwood Arts will be hosting Boobs and Blooms on October 22nd, downtown Knoxville's Crutch Park. The event is in light of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The event is a scarf-making fundraiser where participants can purchase a $30 ticket to make a scarf the day of the event. By purchasing a ticket, it also allows for the same opportunity to be granted to cancer patients, caregivers, and the cancer support community. For more information about Boobs and Blooms, check out dogwoodarts.com.
The Student Government Association will be hosting Mental Health Awareness Week starting Monday. Events will be going on all week long and on pedestrian walkway and throughout campus. Stay tuned for events via SGA's social media pages. So we definitely have a lot of events going on this week, but I think the most important one is the Alabama game this weekend. Are you going?
For sure. I am so excited I get to go.
Yeah, I almost didn't get a ticket. I had to wait until claim 2, but thankfully I was able to get one, as most of my friends were. So
I know.
Stressed out, but we were fine. So, well, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Ashley Sharp.
And I'm Cayla Graner. Have a great week, UT.